Trading 212 has been amazing in adding ETFs that people actually invest into, and one theme of ETFs, which is definitely gaining a lot of momentum globally, are Islamic ETFs or Sharia compliant ETFs. Now, you don't have to be a Muslim to invest into these, and the basic principles of these ETFs is that they avoid certain companies that are a detriment to society. For example, companies that focus on weapons manufacturing, companies that sell things like tobacco and alcohol, which is of course bad for your health, and generally companies which use too much leveraged debt for their operations, which results in the average person being worse off. So in this video, I'm going to look at my favorite ETFs on Trading 212, and this also may be your foray into these sort of ETFs because there really isn't that many videos or people talking about this. Now, if you'd like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, then all you have to do is to follow the link in the description box down below, or you can actually scan this QR code right now if you are on the TV. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 over the past 10 days, but haven't received your free fractional share, then all you have to do is to press the 3 horizontal line menu at the bottom of the screen. Then scroll all the way down until you see the section Use Promo Code. And in this section, just enter the code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. Now, like I said, on Trading 212, there are so many ETFs that you can pretty much find one that suits your needs. Now, all you have to do is to go into the magnifying glass at the bottom of the screen and go into the search menu. Now, here you can actually type in keywords, or you can scroll down and there is a section called Most Popular ETFs. Now, today we are not going to go into that. Instead, we are going to go into the search menu. Now, all we really have to do is to type in Islamic and then go to ETFs, and here are a bunch of ETFs. Now, when I first started out investing, I don't think any of these were available, and therefore I did just go for a general ETF that actually invests into companies that I may not have wanted to invest into, knowing what they are doing right now. You also have availability from different fund managers, for example, HSBC, iShares, Invesco, and even some other ones, for example, Wahed Invest. Now, if you are a UK investor, of course, especially within a stocks and shares ISA, you would want to invest into one that is denominated in pounds, and the first one is denominated in pounds. This is the HSBC MSCI Emerging Markets Islamic Screen Capped ETF. Now, its performance is extreme, I would say, up by over 87% over the past year. Now, I am not recommending this as an investment or anything like that. I would actually never have an emerging market as my main ETF. I prefer to invest into 1 or 2 ETFs, and this probably wouldn't make my roster unless its allocation is around 10%. Now, obviously, if you invested into this a year ago, you would have made a great decision, but that's only hindsight working for you. Now, one thing to note about these Islamic ETFs are that they typically have much higher expense ratios. For example, this at 0.35%. From the likes of Vanguard, that is non-Islamic screened, for example, an emerging market fund would be closer to 0.1%. So this is around typically 3 or 4 times more expensive. Now, of course, there's no point of me actually going into the fund allocation, but if you wanted to, you can look at the top 10 holdings. More importantly, I would say our sectors and countries. As an emerging market fund, you'd probably want a lot of diversification across the world. For example, South Korea, India, China, Taiwan, and the list goes on. You can look at the top 10 companies. But yeah, this is not my favorite Islamic ETF. Just because its performance over the past year has been amazing does not mean that it will perform this much in the future. Of course, that goes with anything. It's no surprise it's done so well because it has companies like Samsung and SK Hynix. Now, these have been involved in memory, and as you know from SanDisk, memory prices have absolutely skyrocketed, and as a result, a lot of this return has been based on this AI factor. Now, the next ETF is probably my most favorite. This is the iShares MSCI World Islamic Distributing Fund. Now, don't be fooled, this is actually in pounds because it's in pence. You just divide by 100 to get it to pounds. I think everyone understands that. Now, there's no point on comparing the performance, but as you can see, over the past year, up by 32%. This is no surprise because about a year ago, we did have the mini crash that, saw the markets go down by over 15%, and we're just recovering from that, plus some. That is why it looks so high, but still performance over the past year has been stellar, to say the least. Now, as you can see, this is basically an all-world fund, minus the companies that are not included because they have been screened out, that have some of the stuff that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Now, as you can see, the expense ratio is pretty high for an all-world fund. It is around 3 or 4 times more expensive than the cheapest all-world funds. But again, you are not getting a typical all-world fund. If you are a Muslim, for example, investing into something, halal, Islamic or Sharia compliant is way more important than the gains you might get on your ETFs. For me, especially, it's very important, and I would definitely sacrifice a few percentage points for that requirement. Now here you can see the top 10 holdings. These are technically Sharia compliant companies, although if I was a stock picker, I would not be investing into companies like Microsoft and Tesla and Johnson & Johnson. And this is the kind of theme you're going to be seeing with these Sharia compliant funds, is that, there could be debates whether or not these companies are actually ethical. But if you're looking to satisfy investing with Sharia compliant funds, this could be an avenue for you, although, I'm not a religious professional. It's always important to look at sectors and countries. For example, this fund is 65% US, which is typical for most all-world funds. And in terms of sectors, there's no surprise that technology is almost half because of the AI boom. Now, next we have another HSBC fund here. This is the HSBC MSCI World Islamic Screen Fund. Now, one thing I should have mentioned about these HSBC funds is that they don't have the same liquidity as, for example, something like a Vanguard S&P 500 fund or an iShares S&P 500 fund. This means if you are setting buy and sell limits, don't expect those to be actually fulfilled when the graph shows it, because the volume of trading is usually just not there. So if you want to, for example, day trade this for whatever reason, you're going to be struggling because there's not much liquidity in these. This might improve in the future, but it's definitely something that I've found out. But, this is what you do get for these funds for now. Again, over the past year, this fund has done really well, but, there's no point of comparing past performance. Once again, expense ratios are pretty high. As you can see, assets under management are pretty low, less than £100 million. And this is probably the other reason why there is pretty bad liquidity. Although, I'm not an expert, I'm just sharing my experience of these funds. If I had to choose between the HSBC and the iShares, I'd go for the iShares every single time, just because from my experience, like I said, there's more liquidity. When you're buying, there is less of a gap between what you think you're buying versus what you actually get placed into. And also, these iShares funds are much older. You can see on the annualized performance, there's 1, 3, and 5 years. The assets under management for the iShares funds are way higher. As you can see, closing in on $1 billion, more than $1 billion, let's say that. Now, next we have the IGDA. This is based in dollars. You're going to have to pay FX fees going in and out of this, especially in a stocks and shares ISA. Now, this tracks the Dow Jones index, and this won't be too similar to the Dow Jones because a lot of the companies in the Dow Jones will probably be Islamically screened out. I'm not going to go into the company details. They're not currently available on Trading 212, but if you wanted to, just go onto a website like Just ETF and you can actually see the details. Again, I would never invest into this just because it is in dollars. Next, we have the HIUS. This is essentially the S&P 500 Islamic screened. Over the past year, absolutely smashing it, up by over 41%. Now, this is absolutely crazy because when you compare it against the actual S&P 500, this is a hedged version, so it's very similar to what the S&P 500 did over the past year. The Islamic version actually beats out the S&P 500 by around 10%. Now, like I said, you don't have to be a Muslim in order to invest into these Islamic funds, but if you did, you'd actually be beating the S&P 500 over the past year. And remember, past performance is no indication for future performance and stuff like that. So let's go through a few more. There are so many these days. Here's one called the ISDE. Now, this is an emerging markets Islamic distributing fund from iShares. It's on the London Stock Exchange, but it's in dollars. So I wouldn't actually go into that. But as you can see, emerging markets over the past year have been really good, up by over 79%. It's already pretty sizable. Assets under management approaching £500 million, or just over $500 million. And in terms of expense ratio, pretty high at 0.35%. Now, my next favorite Islamic ETF is actually this, the iSAS. Now, this has a pretty funny ticker code, but it is the iShares MSCI USA Islamic Distributing Fund, essentially the S&P 500, but with screened companies removed. Now, over the past year, it is up by over 35%. Again, it beats out the S&P 500, the normal one, which is pretty crazy to think. Now, expense ratio wise, it is higher there. So over the years compounded, these expense ratios are going to catch up. You're probably over the long term not going to make exactly the same as the S&P 500. Actually, it's pretty much impossible to make exactly the same as the S&P 500, as it's not the S&P 500. But anyway, AUM, assets under management, much lower here, around £300 million, still a lot larger than the HSBC ones. This one you do get paid a dividend twice a year, and the dividend yield is very, very small at 0.7%. Now, because you are Islamically screened, you can see your top 10 holdings relies heavily on such companies such as Microsoft and Tesla. Together, they form 20% of the entire index. So it's kind of like stock picking with Microsoft to a point. Now, like I said, with these funds, liquidity is not the same as, for example, the iShares core S&P 500. So if you want to buy and sell, you're not going to get the prices you want straight away. Now, HSBC has a lot of different funds here. We have the HIPS here. This is in pounds, and this is the HSBC MSCI Europe. This is a pretty new fund, and the expense ratio is around 0.3%. Assets under management, very, very small at £50 million. So obviously you can look at the percentage allocation yourself, but the countries include France, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Netherlands, and the list goes on. Now, would I invest into a Europe-focused ETF? Maybe, maybe not, but as you can see over the past year, the performance has been much lower than the World Fund or just the US-based ones too. Here's another one, but it's in dollars. This is the HIEM, which is the HSBC MSCI Emerging Markets Islamic Screened Capped ETF. What a mouthful. Over the past year, up by over 90%. Now, that's absolutely amazing. Now, here's one in pounds. This is the HSBC FTSE EPRA Narayat Developed Islamic Fund. I've actually never heard of this one before, but over the past year, up by 15%. I think I need to do more research on what this index is, but if we go into see all, we can see countries-wise, it's 90% US. Okay, so I think I understand the theme here. This is real estate based, and we have companies here like Well Tower. Now, this is not one of my favorite ETFs. I don't really think that investing in properties is the most ethical thing you could do, just because it brings up property prices for no reason. And then property becomes an investment rather than a place where actual people can live. So I would definitely won't be investing into this, but you can if you want to. So yeah, as you can see, there are so many other funds here. This one's in dollars. This is the HIEU, and this is an MSCI Europe denominated in dollars. This is the ISDW, which is like the ISWD, which I thought I was looking at in the beginning. Same fund, but in dollars. Another dollar fund, and this is the MSCI World. Here we have a new fund here. This is the DGIW, and this is by Wahed Invest. This is the Wahed Dow Jones Islamic World Fund. It's in dollars right now, so I won't be buying it, but essentially it's the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is obviously American based, and if you want to follow that, there probably will be a pound denominated version of this in the future, but Wahed Invest is known for their very high fees, so I probably would avoid. Now, all the rest are in foreign currencies, for example, dollars and pounds, but in my opinion, my two favorite are the ISWD. Let me know what your favorite Islamic ETF is, and make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.